Howdy, I'm John Mark Dempsey, and we again are having a second cup of coffee conversation with Chris Brown, who is the Executive Director of the Sulphur Springs, Hopkins County Economic Development Corporation. Not much more important than keeping the business and industrial life of the community going. So we visit with Chris from time to time about what's going on. So there were a few things we didn't get a chance to talk about last time that I wanted to follow up with you on. We hear so much about how well Texas has done, and it has in terms of attracting industry all over Texas, as well as Sulphur Springs and Hopkins County. But one problem that I've heard about recently is the fact that there's a lack of housing. So when you bring people in, they may not have an easy time finding a place to live. And so that's something Texas has got to deal with.
That's right, and each community is different, but it is pretty widespread across all communities in Texas, is that housing availability. Luckily here in Sulphur Springs, we are a little bit ahead of that curve, and that's something we pay very close attention to. But we have one planned development with about 1,400 homes, another one that's come on, I think, with about 400 doors. Now, planned developments, that's a few steps ahead for sure. But one of the things I believe there's already about 200 to 300 homes that are platted. So that definitely puts us ahead of the curve. The housing is starting to develop, so we're going to have those options where a lot of communities won't have that.
So when you say a planned development of 1,400 homes, this is sort of on the drawing board. It hasn't, a commitment has not been made to that
so
quite
the
yet.
Land's been purchased. They're working on infrastructure.
Okay.
It's just kind of, they need to start selling some before they can, to put too much capital investment out there. But yeah, so that basically when it's planned like that, you've got the commitment as far as purchasing the land, as far as the infrastructure planning. Then it's just kind of folding that in based on the capital they need and the capital they can get and how quick they can sell those homes.
And then when you say there's one where the lots have been platted, that's just further along then.
Correct.
And almost to the point of being ready to start construction.
Yep, that is right.
Can you say where those are located?
So there's one right off Como Street, really right behind the EDC. Those are going to be a little bit smaller homes, a little bit more affordable. So we're excited about those coming in. They're hopefully going to kind of hit that sweet spot that we're really needing here in town. And then the development out Highway 11 towards Commerce, right past Cody Circle. I think that one's Stonebriar. I always forget. Yeah.
West of Highway 19.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm very familiar with that.
That's it.
And is that the one of the smaller ones, or?
So those are going to be, I think, around 1,700 square foot homes, maybe a little bit bigger. Don't hold me to that. Yeah. But that's one of the larger developments that's planned. I know they have 4 or 5 homes that are up out there right now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's been underway for a while.
It has, and it takes a while. So that's why I'm excited that they're where they are. So it's something that's easy to really brag about when we're out there talking.
Are there people to buy those homes? Will they? Is it if you build it, they will come kind of situation?
Yes, no, I don't know kind of situation.
It's kind of this is the nature of free enterprise.
That is it.
Yeah.
That is it for sure. So yes, that is our goal, is to help bring people in that can buy those homes,
right?
And fill some of these jobs that are out there.
Right. And then another thing you mentioned to me, which is very fascinating, that one of the problems that you have here, you wouldn't think is a problem, doesn't sound like a problem, but it is low unemployment. You don't have a lot of people looking for jobs.
That is right. So when you get a little bit too low, it's the the people who are trying to fill jobs that are here have a little trouble filling those jobs. And when you have companies looking to come in that are going to need employees, they get a little nervous when our employment rate is not only the lowest in the region, but one of the lowest in the state. They really want to hear how we're going to help them overcome that.
Yeah. And then your existing employers become concerned because they may now be in competition with the new employers.
Exactly. We have to be very careful, and they are very aware. If we're bringing in companies with 300-400 jobs, they're going to get very nervous because the only place to get those are going to be the ones that are already working right now.
Of course, you can attract people from other communities as
right,
well,
and that's one thing that we're working on is how to bring more people in from a little wider area.
Right. And another thing we've talked about in the past, but we don't have time now, but we'll talk about it again, is education. It's very important to have an educated and especially in the high-tech area.
Absolutely.
It's important to have people that are well educated there. All right, Chris Brown is Executive Director of the Sulphur Springs Hopkins County Economic Development Corporation. We'll talk again soon.
All right. Thanks, John.
Great. I'm John Mark Dempsey. This is KSST.